Hey everyone, welcome to episode 12, Trust the Process. It's January 8th, 2019. Happy New Year, guys.
It's a morning episode. I'm not used to this.
Hey, y'all woke me up.
It's the only time we could record, so.
We wanted to make sure we got something out to you guys, so you're welcome. This is a sacrifice.
So you can listen on your drive home from work or school.
It's not a sacrifice compared to what our Lord Jesus Christ did.
Amen. Amen. Well, as you all know, yesterday was the national championship game. The same two teams that seem to always be there were there again, and Clemson ran away with it.
The BCS championship.
Basically.
BCS needs to be brought back. I'm so sick of this playoff garbage now I'm just over it. Everyone knew before the season it'd be Clemson, Alabama, and it was.
What about like 3 years from now, though? Like, what if it's not like that? Will you still be crying for the BCS?
I think Florida will have a chance to be in contention in the next few years. Maybe not next year, but next few years or so. And
I don't know.
As long as Saban's there and Kirby's in Georgia, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, but Georgia looks like they're kind of slipping now. The recruits are leaving. I don't know. But they're still getting their 5 stars, you know.
Yep.
But when you see what kind of coaching he does in big games, that kind of worries recruits too.
So that's true, but I mean, we'll see. But as of right now, Clemson is the national champion, which
15-0, first 15-0 team in over 100 years.
I did not expect them to blow out Alabama like that. I thought they'd win. I didn't think they'd blow them out that badly.
Yeah, it was very impressive. Both the quarterbacks are great, but how great Lawrence is,
his
abilities.
QB vision is exemplary. It was just a joy watching him, honestly. Like dropping back and throwing passes before receivers even turn their heads. It's a novel concept being a Jags fan.
Yeah, it's like me when I play Madden on rookie mode or something.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. I mean, after the first drive they went 3 and out, and he looked a little rattled. But then Alabama stopped pressuring him, gave him time, and he started making the throws. And then by the time they finally started rushing him, he was throwing dimes right and left. So
he sliced them up.
I mean, his third down numbers were insane.
Him and Justin Ross have a special connection, and it's going to be there for another 2 years at least, which is scary.
Ross made some crazy catches along.
Yeah, that sideline catch. Whew.
The one-handed catch, and then Humphrey in the end zone for that catch? Oh my goodness, it wasn't even fair. It was a perfect, like you said, game. It was like playing a game on rookie mode, and he was just throwing dimes right and left, and they were catching everything that came near them.
It's going to be fun when all these guys are in the NFL, though, and we start to see them battle there.
Yeah, give Odell a run for his money.
We'll see about that. But when Clemson started off the game with a 3-0, I'm like, okay. And then they picked off Tua for a pick 6. I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting. But then Alabama answered right back, and the first quarter was exciting.
I thought it was going to go like that.
I thought it was going to be like 50, like the Rams-Chiefs game, 54-51 or whatever that final score was, but it was not that at all. The Clemson domination after the first quarter. So
if you were watching into the third quarter, Tua was definitely rattled, and he was flushed out of the pocket way too many times, took sacks that he probably shouldn't have taken, and then the rest is history. Jalen Hurts, poor guy, goes out there for like one series and gets murdered.
And you got to give Dabo Swinney some credit. He made the quarterback change back in either early September or late September, early October to switch to Trevor Lawrence.
And it looked like it was almost going to fail because he got hurt.
Yeah, it almost failed because Lawrence got concussed in the first game, but then they won that game against Syracuse. Syracuse.
Yeah.
And then now the rest is history, and they're national champs. What a ballsy decision by Dabo, and it worked out, and they got their quarterback for the next 2 years. Possible dynasty in Clemson.
Great. That's great news for Florida State.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
At least you got stuff to look up to, Skylar.
Yeah.
If you guys, by the time you're listening to this, hopefully his article will be posted. Wrote about Dan the Man Mullen in Florida. Excuse me.
Just how well he's progressed everyone so far, and the excitement there is down there.
The local team, the 5-11 Jacksonville Jaguars, who will end up with the number 7 overall pick.
Woo.
Yay. Well,
7. Doesn't Haskins wear 7?
Yes, he does, which goes right into the question every Jags fan is thinking, who the hell is going to be the quarterback next year?
I think if they want Haskins, they're going to have to trade up top, too.
You think the top 2 with Arizona or San Francisco?
Yeah, I think there's another team that's going to want him.
So you think there's going to be another team trying to trade into the top 2 as well, trying to snag him?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just because he's the only quarterback coming out, I feel like teams would be confident in his ability right away. Greer's alright. He's gonna need developing. The Duke QB too is gonna have to get adjusted to seeing faster defenses and such. But Haskins, if you watched him in the Rose Bowl and pretty much every other game too, it's just his accuracy is just spot on. His size and frame is perfect. He's athletic.
Who's that Oregon quarterback that everyone's been hyping
Justin
up?
Herbert.
But
He went back to school.
Everyone was hyping him for the Jags, and what I watched, I was not impressed.
Yeah, I don't. He
decided to go back to
deep
school,
ball, I guess, but Haskins definitely seems more comfortable with running an offense.
I'm trying to see the draft order, but it's not pulling up on ESPN. So, Keith, do you mind Googling the NFL draft order? So, I think I don't know who's ahead of us. I know the Giants are ahead of us.
Cardinals, Niners, Jets, Raiders, Buccaneers, Giants.
Only
Jaguars.
one, maybe 2 of those teams need a
Buccaneers,
quarterback. I think
Giants.
they're going to keep Winston in Tampa. Giants, I think
Giants
Eli
could
may
use
have
one.
bought himself another year, to be honest with you.
But what's after Jacksonville that might need a quarterback that
Let's
you think
see.
would have ammunition to trade up to?
Detroit,
Denver.
has Stafford.
Denver.
Buffalo has Josh Allen. Denver needs
Denver's
something.
Case Keenum. Cincinnati maybe replacing Dalton. He's not that great anymore. Dolphins have Tannehill.
Dolphins are gonna need a new quarterback.
Redskins may need a quarterback after Alex Smith may not come back.
I heard seeing Green Bay.
Carolina, Cam Newton's not healthy. Cleveland doesn't need one. Minnesota looking like a mistake with Kirk
Pittsburgh
Cousins.
won't jump that high for one, but
Tennessee,
they'll get one.
Seattle won't jump high. Baltimore, everyone else is fine. But Oakland's got 2 first-round picks, which makes it really interesting.
So if we don't trade up, do you think he slips past Oakland? Do you think
He'll slip past Oakland. Oakland, I think they're sticking with Carr.
You think he'll slip past?
Giants are the question mark.
Yeah.
Which I'm mad that the Giants lost their game again. I don't know if they played
So
the
we'll
last week of
probably
the
have
year.
to trade up to.
I mean, if you want to be safe, you go up to number 1 or 2. That's simple as that. I just don't want to trade up to 2,
Yeah.
and then someone trades up to 1, and we get screwed.
But also, isn't Bosa coming out like?
Yeah,
from
Bosa's supposed to be the
like-
projected number 1 overall pick to Arizona or whoever gets that pick in the end.
I would just. I mean, I hate to get another defensive player, but if you can get like another defensive end, that's just like outrageous.
Yeesh.
There's too many needs on this team.
Yeah.
They need to go back to the 2014 draft where they addressed all offense. They need to do that same thing again this year. Because it was minus 1 player, I think everything was on offense in 2014. They need to go back to that strategy.
Yeah.
The thing is, I just don't know if I can trust this staff with picking a quarterback. Dave Caldwell missed it in 2014 by taking Bortles, and then Coughlin has not done anything.
I don't think Bortles was necessarily a bad pick at the time. I think just lack of development from Gus Bradley because his offense, he told Blake just to sling it,
I still think he wasn't a great pick. I was not happy with that pick at the time. I wanted Khalil Mack at number 3. We passed on him, so that turned out to be a mistake. But mock draft is showing right now we're taking an offensive tackle. Which we do need, don't get me wrong,
You
but
can't
it's
not
not,
in the first round.
not
ACL.
over.
You
not
get
over a
everyone
quarterback.
back from the IR.
Yeah.
Minus Can, who'll be cut probably. So it's going to be interesting. And Haskins actually,
I
and
kind of like that. Jim.
and Dwayne Haskins goes 1 pick ahead of us to the Giants. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But there are multiple options at quarterback next year.
Well, moving on from the quarterback, who do we think is not coming back next year?
The quarterback.
Besides
Bortles.
the quarterback position.
And after the report late 2 weeks ago maybe, with the voided guarantees of his contract, Fournette is probably walking his way out of Jacksonville soon.
See, if like in the draft, I want them to draft a quarterback first round and then Benny Snell from Kentucky in the second round. That guy's pretty good.
Now I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you trade away Telvin Smith, your number 7 overall pick, and would you trade next year's first round pick to go up to number 2 or number 1 even to get Dwayne Haskins?
No.
You trade 2 first round picks and you trade Telvin Smith.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
not 2 first-round picks. Like,
Okay, first this year you have to give up the 7 pick. You have to give up the 7 pick to get that.
yeah, well, yeah, I get that, but
But think about it, if you trade away your first round pick next year, let's say Haskins is the guy, and we end up going to the playoffs. It's a 20 pick. It's not a top 10 pick. You're not guaranteed, obviously, to get that, but I would do that. 2 first round picks and Telvin. I mean, granted, Telvin's also expensive right now compared to his other counterpart, Miles Jack, who's much cheaper right now. And you can draft a linebacker.
But linebacker's like one of our weakest areas too, and
You can draft that. You can sign. I know what's his name's free agent on the Ravens. Played Alabama. Cannot remember his name.
Really?
Yes, Mosley. C.J. Mosley. He's a free agent, so I wouldn't mind spending money on him instead of Telvin Smith. Telvin Smith has one of his worst years this year, in my opinion.
so you think he's not going to bounce back from that?
I don't know.
I think he will.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
he started playing well towards late half of the season, like later, like the last few games he played well.
I just don't know. I don't know because I want to get a quarterback. If we have to give up Telvin Smith to get a quarterback, would you do
I
it?
think you can get rid of Fournette. And
Who's gonna take him?
a lot of teams probably still would. He just needs a fresh start.
Okay, I'm talking about in the top 10.
In the top 10.
So you got the Cardinals, they've got David Johnson. 49ers have just got multiple running backs. Jets do need a running back, so that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Oakland needs a running back. Tampa needs a running back.
Yeah. So,
Giants do not. So there's teams, but the thing is you gotta go up to number 1 or 2. Or you can jump the Jets or go to 3 with the Jets. Give up Fournette. That means the Jets will not go after Le'Veon Bell, but they're probably gonna take Le'Veon Bell over Fournette. I mean, both are locker room issues apparently, but
Le'Veon Bell just wants to get paid like a star athlete, and he is. So,
I don't know. I think
I don't think he's.
you don't think he's a star athlete?
I mean, I think he's a very good running back, but
Who?
running backs
I think he's
lifetimes
Le'Veon
are
or
so
Fournette?
Le'Veon.
Their shelf life
Le'Veon's
is
all
so
around.
short,
That's the thing, and that's why I want to give.
and you
Fournette
just
right
wasted
now.
an entire season because you were being a pansy. And I don't. Nah, I wouldn't.
I don't blame him for that because they're gonna run him into the ground.
But that's the thing is the running back is the most abused position and also the least valued. That's all he's saying is he wants to be valued as a player, like a receiver, a quarterback, and instead, just
And look, they were just fine without him.
no, they didn't get to the playoffs.
Okay, well, I mean, the running back position was fine without him.
It was all right, but
It was pretty good. James Conner was
James
not the
Conner
reason
was
why.
excellent.
Yeah.
I definitely disagree with that.
So
James
I'm
Conner was
about
just
to put a
fine.
Twitter question up on the Trust the Process poll on Trust the Process Twitter account about the Telvin Smith question I asked because I think it's a valid question. But let's see. Would you trade?
But Le'Veon Bell is but the point that he's trying to get across is the running back is the most abused position and then the most underpaid position in the league, and they have some of the most positive effects on a team's success too. At that same time, quarterbacks get paid like crazy even when they suck, like Sam Bradford, because the value of a quarterback is higher. Sam Bradford shouldn't be paid more money than Le'Veon Bell. I mean, as simple as that too. And other quarterbacks that's like the same. Like I'm sure Blake Bortles. I don't know if he gets paid more than Le'Veon, but he got paid more than he should have. He got and all he did was have an okay season in 2017. Le'Veon Bell's done nothing but be successful in Pittsburgh, and they still are treating him like he hasn't done anything for his team.
So are we going with the number 2 overall pick for this question?
I guess so.
Sure. I get what you're saying. I don't know. If you really love the game, I still think I would have played.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but I
understand
mean,
that
the thing is,
you're not trying to
it's also a
sacrifice your
business.
life and
Yeah.
your health and safety and stuff like that. But
That's why you see so many of these former players coming out, trying to sue the NFL. It's like, if they got paid properly while they're in the league, it wouldn't be an issue later on. If they got the health benefits later on, if they got this and that taken care of, it's just they need to be treated like humans because, they're getting...
they are humans.
Yeah, I know.
They should be.
They're being treated, in comparison to other players on the team, they're not treated as well.
Right.
Fair enough. What about
So whoever's listening to the podcast, stop what you're doing and go vote on the poll because that's put on our Trust the Process.
what if you set it for a couple hours, for a couple days, or
I put it for 1 day.
okay?
So.
Well, that means I have to have this up tonight. Crap.
Yeah. Yes, you do. You're off today, so what are you gonna do?
Shit. Well, I was gonna go shopping, but I
It was
guess
his sleepy
takes what?
shoppy day.
Let me see if I can edit it real quick. Nope, I can't edit it. No, screw.
not.
Well,
We're screwed.
Just
oh,
post it again after a day.
let me do it again. I'll put it again.
Well, what about other players? Marcel Darius cut, right?
No, no, he.
Oh no, Darius is coming back. I
He
apologize.
played
All right.
so well.
Malik Jackson cut. No.
Yeah, I think Jackson's gone.
Gibson.
I think he's still here.
Gibson stays. Darius stays. Jackson's gone. Yeah.
Okay. I would agree with that. Malik
Yeah,
is
and-
expensive, and that's.
So I put it for 3 days. So 3
there we
days.
go.
Give Keith some
Did
time.
did you pin it on the top?
I'm about to pin it. So
Damn.
go follow us at TTP RCR, and I want to make
Really
this the pin
bad.
tweet.
There's too many trust the process accounts that I couldn't come up with a better one than that. So sorry guys for the kind of
Well,
silly.
it's short for Trust the Process. River
Sea
Road.
Road. Yeah, it makes sense.
But I would trade away Telvin Smith this year's first round, next year's first round for
I don't
the
think
number
he-
2 overall
And
pick.
you're on the same boat as me, Skylar, with no on
No.
that.
Yeah, keep Telvin. Find us something else to trade.
What would you trade then?
Just more picks.
Kai Forbath.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking. I think at the pace I'm gonna take him. I don't think anyone would take Fournette at this point because the locker room issues is ridiculous with Fournette. He's always been a problem
No,
since day one.
I think people would take him. Like he's, if you get cut.
Okay, so
and
if you're looking at another
traded,
team, would you
and
take a athletic, very good linebacker, or would you take a running back who's good, who's only got 2 more years, maybe 3 more years of shelf life in the NFL?
Do you think he's only got that left?
I don't, dude. The way he's been running, he's out of shape.
He is. Well, he was out of shape because he came back from injury that benched him for.
You should actually be. I mean,
You can't do anything with a leg injury. You
Yeah,
can't
leg
get
injury. You're alive.
I don't
you're
know.
limited.
He-
He gained 10 pounds in this season, though.
But
That's
during,
not.
but
cardio
during the
can you
off
do?
season, he came back.
He was
slim.
medically cleared to play. He said, "No, I'm not playing." That's another issue. He chose not to play, which pissed off the staff.
Well, see,
which
that-
is why
yeah.
they voided. Well, they're happy they voided guarantees now.
Listen, he's got growing up to do. That's for sure. But he
Can
can't
you rely
like,
on that from?
during the off season. He came back and he worked hard to get into a shape. Like he dropped 15 pounds to be slimmer, faster,
And
quicker.
he hurt his hamstring week 1.
Exactly. That's probably not the thing he should do. He should bulk up again, go back to his other like college football size.
Again, he
And
has
he-
not stayed healthy since I don't know what year in high school, but he has not
Well, I know.
had
The
a
health
healthy
thing,
season.
the health thing, I understand, but I mean,
Yeah.
if Dante Fowler can go to another team and
Yeah,
still be on a
definitely.
roster, I think Leonard Fournette can make it somewhere
Definitely,
else.
Dante Fowler was a bigger issue than.
But I
Leonard
still think
Fournette.
Fournette's got less
No, I
Life
think
left in him.
less life in the NFL than Fowler or Telvin Smith.
I get that, but I also think if he goes to a new team, he'll have a new look on his play and such. You know that the getting cut or
New
trade
year,
is
new
not
me,
fun.
man. New year, new me.
He'll
that
be
better
angry.
work for this team because this team has lost a
Sure,
lot
that better
of
work for
fans.
me.
He needs to run like Derrick Henry.
God.
My dark horse running back though is Devin Singletary from FAU. Just throwing that one out there. I was watching some
Is
of
he
his
like?
stuff.
Can you get him in the 4th round? You think?
I think you can get him in a later round, yeah. But I think he's
Is he a
gonna be
senior or is he one of those guys that got to
See, I like
announce?
I don't know if he was a senior or not, but like he was like a semifinalist for like some awards and stuff. But he was a junior. Excuse me.
I
He was
like
a
Benny
junior.
Snell a lot because he really put Kentucky back up there for football, and he doesn't get wore out too much. He doesn't get hurt like Fournette. He's physical enough to run through some lines and such. Like that's how Florida lost to Kentucky. Is we would have him bottled up at the line, and then he would just burst through
Yeah.
and get like 7-8 yards, and they're just killers. But
Yeah, not gonna do you any good. Let's see. The last question we have. What does it even say, Mike?
Which one?
Short leash for.
Or the triumvirate, the 3 in charge.
Oh, the 3 in charge. Okay, yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, you never heard that word?
I couldn't read it honestly.
well,
Your
my
handwriting was
yeah.
not good, but
On that one word.
yeah. I mean, do we allow them to do what they did last year and kind of just goof off?
I guarantee you, if they start off like 3-1, I would know. But
what was the question?
so essentially, do you give the head coach Marone, Coughlin a short
Okay.
leash?
I gotcha.
I give them a short leash. If they start off 3-1, 4-1,
Caldwell for sure gets a short leash.
I think all of them. I think if you fire one, you fire all at this point.
I think Marone, his issue was sticking with his coaches, his staff for a little bit too long.
Sounds like some other coach we had.
Yeah. But I don't think Marone's the issue. I think
I think they're all issues.
there's
They
a
all have
lot
their flaws.
of our players are immature. You know, So
Yeah, no, I saw that too. We'll talk about that. Well, Marone even said that he will improve the culture. That is his
That
top
is
priority.
the biggest load of crap I've ever seen. He's
And-
not going to improve shit.
I mean, what is the improving culture? Bringing back ping pong tables? I mean, like,
I hope that does not happen. That was awful.
what does that even mean, right?
No, but I think
Well-
if you fire one, you fire all three. Coughlin kind of screwed up the draft in 2017. I'm sorry, 2018. Well, even 2017 by taking taking Fournette over Watson. Also, 2018 they took Taven Bryan over a rookie quarterback who took his team to the playoffs.
I want to give you
I'm not even
guys an
saying his
example.
names. Everyone knows who that is.
I want to give you an example of why I think Marone should stick around, and I think he'll eventually get this team in the right spot.
I think so too, but I just don't.
And look at Jason Garrett.
The clapper.
He had such bad seasons earlier, and
That's because Jerry Jones is afraid to fire someone.
but listen, it's worked out well recently.
Yeah, I should have been fired
And-
5 years ago.
But he's actually learned to coach that team, get them to where they need to be. They have a good, solid young core, and they look like a team that's going to be around.
That's because he's also the owner, GM, president, everything of that team.
Exactly. So,
No
but,
one-
and Coughlin loves Marone too. So
And that's why I say if you fire one, you fire all three.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I
You
understand.
can't fire just Caldwell because
I think you can fire just Caldwell though, just because of his history with picks and such. But
Wait, I mean, I
he's
get
not
the
e-
first 4 years, but the last 2 years have been strictly Coughlin picks.
yeah, well, to an extent, I still think Caldwell still, like you said, Coughlin wanted Watson over Fournette, but he still went with Fournette because
I don't think
Caldwell-
Coughlin wanted Watson. I think Coughlin wanted Fournette from the
I
beginning.
thought he said that, though.
Yeah,
Who? Coughlin?
yeah.
Coughlin never said anything.
There's Google. I'm pretty sure there's an article.
I don't
that
think
said
Coughlin ever said that. Because if that's the case, then I thought when I remember when Coughlin was hired, everyone reports to Coughlin. Coughlin is in the final say of
No,
the decision.
Coughlin is now.
No,
but-
he was when he was hired.
No, when he was hired, it was a team effort. Now he took over because I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Caldwell had to convince him.
Oh, right here. Reported rumor that Tom Coughlin wanted to draft Watson. I do not know
Also, well, that's because Coughlin wanted a different quarterback than Bortles, but Caldwell convinced him that we need more time with Bortles. That's a Caldwell issue.
I did not know that. So I honestly, the thing is, the whole draft pick of Fournette makes sense.
He's even better than Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, the SpongeBob meme. But the
So,
way he drafted Fournette
that's why I
sounds
think-
like a Coughlin thing. That's what confused me. So I don't know.
I think that's why I think you can get rid of Caldwell.
Caldwell should have been gone this year.
Yeah,
So
I think you
that's
can get rid of
something.
Caldwell and run this team just fine without him.
I mean, should have taken if he. I just saw that. Trey. There's an ad.
Who reported that rumor?
Hang
to
on,
me?
there's an ad that shows Doug Marone from when
When he was
Barstool
on Part of My
Sport
Take.
when Part of My Take was here in the pool, like just standing with his muscles out.
It's one of
His
those
trainer's
classic
hand.
ads that you see on the edge of Facebook or whatever on stupid websites. It's just trainers hate him.
This is off Twitter from Pete
This is
Prisco.
Reddit.
No, I know, but the original tweet. So back in April 2017, I guess Zach Goodall asked Pete Prisco, what are the odds Jags go quarterback at 40%? Ooh, thanks. It's going up to, you have any idea which quarterbacks have their interest? Prisco said Watson and Trubisky. I hear Coughlin loves Watson. So,
Sheesh.
are you blocked by Prisco? Oh, no.
So there you have it.
I hope
You know,
not.
we could have had Watson, but Coughlin decided to let Caldwell take the risk.
But it should, I don't understand that because then that just means.
I know you don't
And
understand.
no. It just makes no sense because Khan said from when Coughlin was hired, everyone reports to Coughlin.
Well, they report to him, but he wasn't
And
the final
Coughlin said
decision maker at
Coughlin
that time.
should. I remember when he got hired, Coughlin was the final decision maker. That's what I don't understand.
He also wanted.
Sheesh.
I'm pretty sure they wanted Coughlin to be the final decision maker, but also let these guys make their own decisions and to let them grow. So he probably
Well,
was okay with the Fournette
okay,
pick,
okay,
but
that's
he
fine.
rather
Okay.
would have
So
wanted
you think he
Watson.
went like dad mode and was like, Dad, do you think we should pick Fournette? Well, I don't know, son. What do you think? Weigh your pros and cons. Make a list, something like that. So he was just giving him more like a
Either way,
mentor
okay,
thing,
if he
or-
did that, that's fine. He still butchered 2018 when he
Yeah.
took Taven Bryan, which I don't think.
Well,
is
yeah, no. I
That
still
was
agree with
dumb.
that. Drafting Gator linemen has not been successful.
No, any Gator in general,
Well,
not just Gator lineman.
Fred Taylor?
Freddie T.
That's back in '99 when the
Well,
different
you
game.
said any.
But there's been like 5.
One Gator out of
Reggie
how many?
Nelson.
He was not good in Jacksonville.
He's good now though.
Not even now. 5 years ago he was.
Yeah.
In Jacksonville, not one Gator has worked out except for Taylor. So, and that's been in 25 years of existence, 24 years. So,
They just need to draft more to find the right ones.
I still think you go after quarterback in the first round. If they don't, they better have gone someone in free agency. That's one thing.
Well, I think they come back with a quarterback in free agency and draft a quarterback.
But do you draft one in the first round?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that's the only
So
chance
you're
you
gonna
got of
go-
getting a decent quarterback this year.
So you're gonna go I don't know. I think you keep signing quarterbacks or drafting quarterbacks.
I think you get one in free
You
agency.
get rid of Bortles. That's first.
Yeah.
Sorry, but unless he renegotiates his contract or something, takes a huge pay cut or something. But
yeah, I think they'll go somewhere in free agency and then maybe not trade up at that point, and they'll get whoever they get.
Well, I think that's enough Jags talk for right now because it's kind of making me sick to my stomach.
hey, just an update already. 3 votes so far. 2 for yes, 1 for no.
All right. Wow. Good job. One of those was not you though, Mike, was it?
One of them was me.
Okay.
So it's 1-1.
Well, whatever. I've been looking through on the events on Facebook, and I have not found anything of real significance that's coming. up
Nothing.
soon.
It's the spring in Jacksonville. Nothing.
It's
It's the
kinda
winter.
rough. I mean, the JU Winter Dance Classic.
Telling you, when's the
March Madness.
March Madness is coming this year? That's in
You
March.
guys going? I'm going.
I want to
Makes
go. I
sense.
really hope Florida State plays.
It makes
Yeah,
sense
well,
that March Madness is in March.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be in June.
Hey,
But yeah, seriously, just scrolling through here, I don't really see anything exciting. By the time this is posted, Mike will have already gone to the WWE event tonight. What is it?
Do you like watching men in
Actually,
underwear
no.
wrestle?
WWE
SmackDown
SmackDown
Live.
Live.
Smackdown booty.
Shit. Well, speaking of that, though, there was an article that was literally just posted on ESPN. Jaguars owner backing new wrestling.
It says
venture.
owners. First off, that article is wrong, but okay.
Well, no, it says Ashad and Tony Khan
He's not
of the
owner.
ownership group of the Jacksonville
Yeah.
Jaguars and Fulham FC
Whatever.
are financially backing a new professional wrestling organization
They're
called
business
All
partners.
Elite Wrestling. Tony Khan will be an officer for the organization. He's the son of Sean Khan, blah, blah, we know that. They are partnering on this venture with some of the biggest names in professional wrestling who are not signed to WWE contracts, including former WWE superstar Cody Rhodes, Matt and Nick Jackson, known as the Young Bucks, and Hangman Adam Page.
The only one I know is Cody Rhodes.
I don't know any of those guys. Did you watch WWE, Skylar, at all?
No, but I knew my brother did. He's a big fan of Hulk Hogan, brother.
Hulk Hogan.
He was on
But
last night on
he's-
Raw.
Yeah. And then The Rock is obviously some, like, when I was younger, I guess I knew more of those guys because my brother did watch it and he had like those almost like teddy bear type things and such.
I just like the memes that come from them usually.
Oh yeah, the memes are
They're
hilarious.
always pretty good.
John Cena, I know him a little bit from the movies.
Got a picture with John Cena. I don't see him.
You gotta wear camo when you take a picture with him.
So no one sees anyone.
But I think that's all we've got. I mean, you guys got
Nope.
anything else yet?
I gotta go get my haircut.
You gotta go get your haircut.
He's gonna look swaggy.
If you guys haven't seen Skylar's like epic mustache yet, you guys need to go check him out.
Put it on Trust the Process Instagram.
It's a sports page, not a facial hair page.
Like
No,
his
we're
handlebar
going
mustache.
commercial.
Is,
We're going commercial.
It's so good.
like y'all
I
thought
got-
Shad Khan's is good. I mean, his is the greatest, but yours is pretty good too.
It's so good. I had a guy hitting on me last week.
You did.
But he had the same type of mustache. It was freaky.
He was obsessed with trying to get you to use some of his beard oil.
His
or
wax.
whatever. Yeah,
I
his
don't.
wax.
His homemade wax.
It's like homemade wax with what, sir?
Okay,
I wish I knew.
before the show ends, I saw. This is so wrong. The last thing to spank Alabama this hard was the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Dang.
That is harsh.
Sheesh. And on one last, this will probably be the last episode with our old logo. If we like this new logo, I found a sweet deal on
I
Sticker
like it.
Mule, and we're going to see what the stickers look like, if they look sweet. I pretty much think we're going to go with it, but we want to just make sure they look cool before
shit,
we
it's
unveil
4-4.
them to
It's-
you guys. So thanks, guys, for listening. If you don't follow us on social, make sure you do that. Go on to River City Rogue, read my latest article about beer in Jacksonville, or bars in Jacksonville, excuse me. Skylar's article will be posted very soon. Mike, you gonna write anything?
TBD.
TBD for Mike.
I'm too busy with work right now.
For Skylar, Mike, and myself, thank you guys for trusting the process, and we'll see you next time.